And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Alright, just up here, just loaded the game again for another recording session, just to make sure everything is good and happy. So I did add some more. We've got, now we can go down to T4 ores, we can go down to uranium even, and down to the magma caves as well. I added in the toxic factory, I added a system for getting chlorine. Now I built the one for freeze-on on camera. So the one for chlorine is over there. Same setup. I've got, instead of using 2 turbines, I'm using 4. So 1 turbine setup for each, basically for each compressor setup. And it's a pretty straightforward beaming system. As you can see, there's one for every group of these, essentially sharing the power between each compressor setup. And they're all upgraded with the super awesome polished chrome lenses. We've got that lensing system over here that's working great. And let's see if we have any more. We have quite a bit more that we can use. Pretty much, I think that, yeah, it's used all the chromium up that it had, so we need to kind of consider beefing up our chromium setup. But before we do that, let's look at a little bit of what we need for research. I want to get that top tier mining drill going, and I think we're going to probably want to do this one next. So the XL experimental pods, I think we've got all of that stuff ready, and the imbued machine blocks, we've actually got quite a few of those on us, so we need 32 of those in order to finish that research out. So the advanced, there are the imbued, we need 32 of these. So let's go ahead and plop those in here. Alright, so it should be able to find those. There it is. Alright, we're going to head down. I've got some chlorine already, and we're going to head down. I'm going to grab what's in there. As you can see, I've got that set up ready for rack rails to send down. This goes all the way down to uranium. This goes like 800 something blocks. 800 something blocks to go all the way down to uranium. So it's quite a trip to get down there. But first, we are going to upgrade the trencher drills that we've got already working. So we need to go down to T4 ores, which is not actually that long of a trip to get down here. It wasn't that much power. And so you can see we've got that going. Oh, it's beautiful. Nice little system for beaming around our base. Okay, so if we head down here, molybdenum is definitely the one I want to get to first. So let's slap down a manufacturing plant. I'm going to break this drill. I want to make sure I don't pop that drill just yet. Gather up all of those, and then go in here and upgrade
crafting
that one. I also want to do this one here, so I'm gonna break it. It will keep the ore. It will keep the ore in there. I've found. You don't need to worry about that. But we have pulled quite a lot of ore out of this vein already, and I want to minimize the bleed through that, because you know, every time it does a cycle, it's pulling way more ore than it really needs to. So that should rotate, and there we go. Now we are pulling even more. As far as efficiency goes, that is what the whole point of this is to get that efficiency as maxed as possible. Currently, it does not give you more ore per haul. I think DJ fixed that in the experimental beta release. So this is 801, just like the other one, 801. So you can see we are now ready to beam power over to this one here. So I am going to throw in a system there, and we're going to send power this way. So I'm thinking, as far as power goes, I mean, this might be enough. I'm going to want to boost up the power that we're bringing down here, because I know our uranium drills are really going to pull the power, and we're going to want a setup for that. But as soon as we start getting nuclear power, we're going to be able to beam power around at vast quantities. So I'm not too worried about that. So these will work at loading in molybdenum into the chests above. So let's take this one away, and we're going to come up here to chrome. We've got 2 on chrome already, so let's basically do that same process. Let's make sure we have enough chlorine. Oh yeah, we got plenty of chlorine. So I'm going to break this one down. This one, oh, let's let it finish. One more round. There it goes. And it's going to start again, but we're gonna break it anyway. Then we need to think about how to power these. Okay, let's upgrade them.
Crafting.
There we go. So these are not pulling more ore per cycle, they're just more efficient. And that is important. That is very important. And the other one, the one that's 100% efficient, we won't get until we research the magma ore, which is why I want to get that research ready to go. Okay, so these are already set up. See, the ore stayed in there, so we didn't lose any ore. It stayed in there. The motor is what controls that, so it keeps it. And so that one is full. So now we can run the rack rails down and officially start moving ores on both of those lines, which is going to be important because we're going to want a vast amount of chromium and molybdenum. So with those upgraded, I can now do the rack rails for both of those. I think those are set up right. So we need to go up to the cold caves in order to run those. So let's head up to the cold caves. Where is that? Yeah, sometimes you get buttons that are misplaced there. So we're gonna zoom up here to the cold caves. And as soon as we get our vision back. So how is this doing? Yeah, we're gonna grab the Freezon on our way through, just because we're gonna want many thousands of Freezon, many thousands. How is this doing? 212. That's pretty good. And I've got a whole lot of work done in here, rearranging all of this. But let's see, chromium. It looks like we've already got this one set up, and that's an improved. That's an improved. Is this one an improved? It is. So this is the one that's left, and we need rack rails in this bad boy. And I need some more huge storage hoppers.
Crafting.
And my hoppers are cheaper because I go in and edit the recipes.
Crafting.
So that's why you see the huge storage hopper, and then the one type. These are cheaper, just because I don't think that they should cost thousands of bars. Anyway, let's find my rack rail. There it is. So these are fully powered, and they're going to go down. How long is this? 557. So it's going to use over 1,000 rack rails. And we just put 400 in there. Okay, so while we're here, let's check. Oh, look at Molly. Oh yeah, those are full. And I'm going to grab these and these. And it should be able to dump out. Yep. Dumps them all out, puts them back in there. So now we're good to go. Now we've got many thousands of chrome and moly, and we've now got another couple thousand magnetic machine blocks and chrome machine blocks. We're going to want to get a Heimel machine block creator here going soon. And do we even have that unlocked? We do. That's going to be 64 of each.
Crafting.
So do I want... How many? See, I only have 3,000. I didn't grab any more imbued. We're going to want basically 8 more blast furnaces and 2 more CCBs, continuing casting basins, to completely fill this up. However, we don't have the power in here to, 8 more blast furnaces, and that's almost 25,000 power per second. I mean, that's so much power. It's like, let's see, it'd be like 20,000. Almost, yeah, exactly, 20,000 power per second. That's an insane amount of power. Well, with our nuclear reactor, we'll be able to actually create enough power for the whole thing. It doesn't take very long when you've got the power moving. It doesn't take very long for these rack rails to get deployed at all. And we're gonna, once this is done, we're gonna throw in we have one improved cargo lift ready to go, so we can send one down right away. And these are building up nicely. So I'm gonna grab what's there and let these fill up, because I want to throw in a ton of chromium in those lens creator system I built up there, or I should say down there. It's in the toxic factory. So we're almost there. We have another about 100 to go. Then I'm going to start running the rack rails for the uranium, because I want to start thinking about that system as well. And if we look at, well, I can't really do it now, but we need the Heimel blocks to be able to research the nuclear power. Okay, so we are about 150 away, and there it is. So this should be the same Y level. See, we have 557. It should get down to 557, and that should be good. How are these doing? Oh man, lots more organic rock. Nice. This one got a couple for me while I'm waiting for that rack railer. There, see, there's another. Oh yeah, we got 3 camelbots back here. That's a bunch of organic rock. We can start these up and collect this. And then this one. Toast. If you turn your backs, if you leave them alone, they will wander into batteries. They'll wander, but you can fire them to aggro and have your system do its worst. Okay, so 557, exactly what we thought we would get. And so let's run an improved lift down, which is going to grab 2,000 of those, which is fine because it's been mining this whole time. Shouldn't have a problem grabbing all those. Okay, we really need to move this teleporter over here. Ooh, look at all the camel bots over here. Do I have another? Oh, I do. I'm gonna put a laser over there, and we're gonna put a battery on the bottom, like that, because they should hit that battery and immediately try to grab from it. Let's wrong button. But this should pull in. Yep, there's the organic rock. So if we turn around and we leave the area, they should try to migrate towards that. Oh, he's being stubborn. So, anyway, leave that battery down there. It's not hurting anything. Look at that. Another couple hundred freeze on. Seems to be favoring this side. Let's check our freeze on supply. See, we've got 78, and that tells me that we are not servicing this fast enough. So I'm going to put this over here. We've got a few in here, so it's definitely coming in over here. We could put one like right there. Again, you want to optimize this so it's the first face that it tries. It's gonna find a hopper on the very first face that it tries. That's the only way to get these to keep up with the speed. Now we're actually dropping, so that's good. Alright, I actually want to move this teleporter. This is just way out of the way over here. So I'm going to take that away. And yes, it's a huge waste of power. There's 110,000 power in there. But we have better places for this. So I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it over here. Wow, I way overshot that. Let's just move over. Okay, so if we want, I'm going to pull power from this one, because it's not really running very much. And then we're going to beam it a little out of the way, like so. And I want to put some glass in there. Let's put a battery. And then let's lens it up. Just because this thing is going to pull a lot of juice. Okay. I don't need chromium in there. So there's the teleporter. And then the sign I've got, yeah, I knew I had those on my hotbar. So this one's going to be cold caves again. Okay. So obviously we've got quite a lot of power to push in there, which is fine. And we've got a full cargo lift of molybdenum ready to be processed. But we don't have nearly enough power down here to do that. Not without either geothermals, which you can build. Nothing against geothermals at all. But I prefer my nuclear reactor. Alright, so we should have enough power to beam around now. So we need to set up a Hymo block assembler. I think we might tackle that next episode because it's going to require one of each of these. So we can just create that assembler down here and beam power in and borrow it from both of those. But first, we need to go down to the toxic factory. Let this system load in. So what I'm going to do about that, we got a bunch of power up there. I'm going to build another turbine on this system and beam power up to that big battery that's powering both of those, and then we can start running rack rails. But we're going to need so many rack rails, so I might want to grab another set of those. Do we need tubes? Yeah, let's grab some tubes. Do we need... I don't think we need any of those right now. So there's my rack rails right there. Another 2,000 of those. Not bad. And I came up here for imbued blocks. So here we are. Tons and tons of imbued blocks. Alright, so next time we will come back and tackle the Hymo blocks and maybe even get this research done. So we should have... This research should be done already. Oh yeah. So what does that open up for us? Oh yeah, look at all the different ones. So we need to get all of these researched before I think the magma bore unlocks. So we need sulfur, so we need another system for that, and that's chlorine, so we can do that. Mobile is imbued. Improved is imbued. So yeah, I'm gonna try to take out some of these researches here. We're gonna need some sulfur though, so we need to go down and get some sulfur ready to go. We don't need as much sulfur as really anything else. So, but that'll have to do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.